All right, guys, we're just waiting for our tokenomist Cuz to join us and we'll get things started. Let's wait just for an extra 1 minute. There he is. Hey, Cuz,
Hey guys,
Hey,
how's it going?
all good. How about you? Sorry for being late.
No problem, no
no
problem.
worries.
We're doing great.
Amazing.
All right, so guys, for those who don't know Cuz is our tokenomist. Cuz, would you like to tell the community more about yourself and your experience in tokenomics?
Sure, sure. Let's start. So, guys, I'm a computer engineer, and then on top of that, I did a master's in the financial engineers. I have been working for the Wall Street almost like 4.5 years, and now I moved back to Europe from a noisy and challenging New York City to enjoy my life and deal with the crypto. So I have been dealing with the crypto since like 2015, deeply trading. I mean, I survived in 2017, but I hope I will survive this time also, guys. As you know, I hope all of us are gonna survive this time as well. But so lately, after all my trading experiences, I spent so much time in the forums, specifically Reddit and Bitcoin forums, that we were trying to figure it out in so many ways about how layer one economies should be designed and what should be the inflation rates, the deflation rates, and how we can what is the proper bonding curves that we can use with the layer one economies. And I deeply involved with the specifically with the Polkadot, and then also Bitcoin specifically. That like this was my starting point as all of you guys. And now lately, they introduced me with the Solana NFTs, and I was deeply involved with the Ethereum NFTs also. But then the utility part and the tokenomics, that in Ethereum it's not that popular like in Solana. So they told me that, would you like to see a couple of projects that doing in Solana, and they will go to the VCs, venture capitals, and they need a tokenomics expert to design their inflation rates, because mostly VCs are investing on the token value on top of the safe terms. So this is how I started, and I approached the team actually, the Rock team, and I asked them like, guys, if you need any help, I'm here. And now is the time, and we have been working with the team almost like 2 weeks, or more than almost like 3 weeks. That like we did the first approach, but then we were waiting for the final things, everything on the product side to be done. And now, guys, we have a pretty strong first draft of the tokenomics, and I'm here to, answer all of your questions.
Excellent. Thank you so much for the introduction, Cuz. So what I had in mind for today is to touch on a few topics. So first of all, we want to talk about product demo, partnerships, staking, road to mint, and then marketing. But since you're up here and we're talking about staking, so let's talk about staking first, and then we can get into the product demo, the partnerships, the road to mint, and the marketing efforts that we're gonna do as a project to successfully mint out. So,
Yeah.
Chris, first of all, can you just touch on the benefits of staking? So, what are the benefits of staking in general?
So we can summarize with the basic of what is actually staking, and how it helps the community. Because I would like to start with the community part of the NFTs. NFT communities, it's like in the monetary system of the dollar, or monetary system of the Solana, or the tokenomics of the Solana part. It's an investor. In our case, an investor is an NFT holder. So your NFT holder should be owned as some part of your economy, and owning your token, specifically if the token is having a max supply with the governance utility future on it, owning a type of, a company, owning a shares of, the token of uh, what we are talking in the Web3 environment. So staking, it's giving back to these investors your token. I mean, this is the model that, it came up with the staking. It could be any other model, such as like airdrop, free drops. Again, you give something back to your investors. And by giving back your investors at your token, you are creating an economy by giving them a chance to spend this within your utility system. So staking and the other methods, like we can discuss over here, airdrop, free drop, or whatever you can call it on your terms. Like there are other methods as well, but staking is one of the good one to keep our NFTs more valuable by not putting them into the secondary market. And by doing this also with the royalties, you are helping your treasury as well by taking back the royalties. So it's like we come up, I mean, actually, most of the community go with it this way, that we come up with the staking module that we need to apply, and we are going to give people our token back, and this token will be circulated in our system. So it's like kind of a giving back mechanism, I guess we can summarize in this way.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I'd like to touch on one other mechanism that is out there, that is in the form of giving back that we did not decide to go with, which is direct profit distribution. So profits that we make from our games will be directly distributed and sold to our community. So the reason why we did not go with that approach, one is that we can be considered as a security, which is a breach to the SEC laws and regulation. A lot of projects that have done that have been prosecuted. There's a big casino on ETH that has been prosecuted and in court right now for doing that and claiming to be as a security. So this is why we did not go with that approach, because it will harm us in the long term. Even though I believe staking might be more rewarding for the people than the direct profit distribution, because there's a token, we can add deflationary mechanisms, and we can increase the buying of the token besides just the revenue that we get from licensing our games.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right. So before we answer any questions, Cus, I'd like you to I'd like to go over the vision first and touch on a few topics of the mission. And if you'd like to add anything on top of that, would be amazing.
Okay, okay,
So,
sure.
so first of all, the token, which is going to be the ROC token, ROCC token, what is going to be the vision of our token? So first of all, the vision is going to be to make this token the go-to gambling token in Web3. And how are we going to make this possible? One, we are going to implement that token in the casinos that we partner up with. So every casino we partner up with in Web3 has some kind of SPL integration where our token ROC will be integrated in their casino. So that means you will be able to play our game with ROC and all the other games on the casino with ROC. So how are we going to add an incentive for people to buy that token? In order to have a sustainable token, one, we have a revenue that's coming in from our licensing, but if we can add another sort of incentive for people that might not hold ROC to buy ROC to be able to play the games, that would also drive a big chunk of revenue into the token, raising the token value. So how are we going to incentivize them? We're going to incentivize them through rakeback. A lot of casinos do not offer rakeback, and we, as ROC, as Reels of Change, with our token, we can offer rakeback, because our token right now, our main goal for this token is to keep raising its price and making it a sustainable token for the long run. So offering rakeback, what for those who don't know what rakeback is, it's the house edge that the house captures for playing on this game or on the casino. And rakeback is giving back some of that house edge back to the person gambling. So when we do implement Rakeback on Rock and advertise it properly, then we will be able to incentivize a lot of people to buy Rock and play with Rock. So for example, if you buy Soul and play with Soul, you will not get the Rakeback benefits. However, if we incentivize if we put that incentive, which is the Rakeback, then we will get more people buying Rock and playing with Rock rather than buying Soul. On top of that, we will introduce deflationary mechanisms in burning. And the way that we will introduce that is when people play our game with Rock, then the house does capture an amount. Some of that amount is given back in Rakeback, and some of that amount is burned. So whatever we keep, we burn. And that burning will cause that token to be inflationary over time. Gus, would you like to add anything on top of those?
Actually, you summarized very well, and also the specifically that we are having over here like a basics of the economics. Like inflation rate. We started with the staking. We are giving back the economy a token to use it, and at the same time we are coming up with the utilities and the economies to make the token deflationary at the same time by making people giving an incentive to use this token instead of anything else. And as a NFT holder, also that stakers will get this token freely, so they already have an advantage for compared to other people in the game. You can sell your token anywhere that you would like to use. So I don't have anything else to add on it. It's a pretty, I think, an amazing summary of the vision.
Right, excellent. So let's open the floor for people to ask any questions. So for those who want to ask any questions, please click on the button, raise your hand, and we'll be bringing you up on the stage one by one. All right, Easy Cryptos, would you like to ask anything? All right, so Easy Cryptos, I'll be moving you down, jumping the next one. Teo NFT. Teo NFT, would you like to, can you accept the request to bring you up on stage? All right, Baya.
Hey, yo, guys, what's up? Good morning or good evening, good night to everyone. I don't know the exact time zone. I would like to ask if the amount of tokens that we will earn will be based on the rarity of the NFT. Like, if I have a legendary NFT, I will earn more tokens than a person who owns a common one. It will be rarity based.
All right, Mark, should I go?
Yep, please do.
All right. So we don't have in the first draft the rarity as a multiplier. The reason that we don't have, guys, I disagree with the fact that we are giving a veils. Actually, if you add this kind of rarity metrics, you are giving, we love whales, I mean, don't misunderstand me, but at the same time, we are giving the whales an extra edge to use the token on behalf of on themselves. Like, why we are giving these people a more benefit compared to a person who's holding the NFT. It's maybe a tier one NFT, but like it's not. I mean, he liked the design of it and he would like to keep it. So what we did it as a multiplier, we are planning to give a multiplier which is gonna help a real holders, a loyal holders, to earn more token based on the time that they stake. So if you stake your, I don't want to tell you guys the exact numbers right now. We are still on the draft and we are still running on the modeling on all of these numbers. So I would like you give you guys an example. Let's say that you are you stake your NFT, you are earning daily 10 rock, and if you make your NFT staked for a 15 days of period, at the 16th day, you are going to get 12 rock. And then we are putting another barrier at the 30. And if it is more than 60, that this is the maximum, you know, the multiplier that you will get affected. So instead of the rarity, we are going to give people back a multiplier, which is going to be based on the time frame that you stake your NFT.
Oh, very nice. I understand. Thank you.
And guys, there are a lot of right now the models, like if you see the other projects, and when they change, I mean, they have seen some of the drawbacks of, you know, having a rarity based staking modules. So this is the one thing that we haven't implemented yet. I mean, we don't have this thing, but also if you see on your white paper, you will see that, you know, how the tiers can help you though on the other part of the, you know, rake pack part. But on the staking part, no. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for the question. Bye.
Okay. Can I ask you last question?
Of course. It's that's the whole story, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I noticed that we have two different types of staking. That one that you have to send your NFT to the stake wallet. I don't know if it's Z. And that one that we keep our NFT in our wallet. Which one we are going to use?
It's mostly, this is an implementation method. I mean, it's one of them is called like non-custodial, that when you keep your NFT in your wallet and just we check it out, you know, the NFT is in your wallet. And the other one is like more, you know, you need to put your NFT on the chain. So it's like literally it's on the Solana chain, it's another wallet. This is a, you know, technical implementation part that it's gonna come up. I guess when we decided, like when we finalized all the tokenomics thing and the report, everything is done. It's almost within early next week, you guys will be able to see it also, you know, the basic of the tokenomics. And at that time, we can explain to you guys and, you know, what was the decision and who is gonna implement on what part. Just to be sure, guys, and just to tell you guys, because when I started the conversation that I'm a computer engineer and, you know, I did on top of that financial engineers, people think me that like I am a developer. I'm not a developer. I'm just a math and the numbers guy. So I deal with the modeling and all the numbers, and the development will be, you know, within the team. So we will come up about this thing when we find and you know, finalize our technical implementation details.
Okay, thank you for the answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
All right. Thank you for the question, Baya. I'll be moving up Teo NFT next. Hey, Teo.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
Good, good. Thanks for jumping up on the stage.
Thank you. Basically, I have one question, but just first, I want to thank everyone for this project. It's incredible. It's so beautiful. It's my first NFT project that I joined, and I'm learning too much with you, and you are like a family. It's very nice. The question I have basically is about the concept of whitelist, because I'm new and I don't know how this actually works. Is my whitelist linked to my wallet or is directly linked to my Discord account?
So if I understood your question correctly, you're asking if you get a whitelist, is it linked to your Discord account or your wallet, right? So
Yes.
yeah, we will be using Blocksmith Labs for wallet collection, and you will have to log in to Blocksmith Labs with your Discord account and your wallet. So it's both. The wallet is linked to your Discord account, and you will submit that wallet on Blocksmith Labs. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think so. Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, Beeple, welcome up to the stage.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Uh, Hi everyone. Like a small doubt about the licensing, like how the licensing thing work. I saw an announcement today. How about the licensing? I just want to know about that.
Were you asking to know more about the deflation of the token?
Ah, yeah,
Okay, and what would you like to know about it exactly? How are we creating this deflationary?
yeah. How are you creating it?
All right,
Okay,
Gus, would
it's
you like to answer?
yes, let me jump into this. So guys, there are first part is this to create a deflationary token. First, you're checking it out your inflation rates, what are we giving back, and then we are coming up with the estimations that of the gain, and then what are we gonna do, how much we're gonna spend over there, and how much of this thing will become naturally, organically, as a text and fee to back or burned within the system. And then on top of that, we have a secure mechanism that most of the time, that if you guys are interested in the mathematical terms and the functions of them, like we call them bonding curves. I mean, it's most of them are looks like a bonding curve with the reserved. So what we use here, we have the reserved amount. On top of that, we have the bonding curves. I, I mean, prefer to not to share these strategies with you guys, specifically, deep diving into these strategies. These are, highly needs to be decided via the DAO in the later terms. We are just putting the dynamics here in the first time, and then this will be adapted. But we have a negative exponential bonding curve that it is going to help to burn the tokens that which is not coming organically within the system, to keep the token value in the benchmark that like we are planning to keep it for the each year. We have a 10-year plan, and each of this 10-year plan we have a token value in our mind, and we would like to keep this as stable as possible. So we have the mathematical functions over that. I cannot tell you guys the exact details. I prefer to not to say. But I think your question mostly was related with the licensing. Is it also, am I hear it correctly? Also on top of that?
Yeah,
All right.
So people just
About, yeah.
to add one more thing to what Gus said. So what if you think about what makes a token deflationary? It's the fact that there is more demand than supply that increases the token value, and that the fact that you are burning more tokens than you are actually creating. Is that right, Gus?
okay.
It is
Yes.
exactly.
So the demand for the token will come from two main sources. One, which will be the people that are buying the token, and two, which will be our automatic buybacks from the licensing deals we make with the casino. What the licensing deal is about is that we license our game to an online casino, and the volume that goes on the online casino, 4 to 5% of that is captured by the house. We take 50% of that, and we channel part of that into our token to buy back our token. So that will keep the token stable, okay, easing off the sell pressure of the token. And for people that are playing with Rock token, part of that will be burnt, so that there will be eventually less being emitted into the token supply and more being burnt the more that the token is being adopted. Does that answer your question, people?
Yeah, okay.
All right, awesome. Do you have any other questions?
No, and I have made a tweeted, like I made a good tweet about your project. Like if you have time, you can check it. Like a detailed tweet about your project, and I tagged you.
Hmm. Okay, thank you so much. Can you please send it to me in DMs? I'll have a look at it.
Okay. Oh,
Thank you.
okay. I'll check. Thank you.
All right, so does anybody else have any questions to ask about staking? Okay, so I guess we can move on to the next step. So, Cuz, if you'd like to hang out and through the rest of the AMA, then we'd be happy to have you here. But I know it's a bit late, so if you'd like to drop off, there's no problem.
No, it's all good, all good. I would like to see the demo.
All right,
Right?
all right,
Okay.
awesome.
Okay,
Okay,
good.
so let's talk about first about the game demo, the product demo. So when we released it to OGs, we got a lot of good feedback. Actually, like it was way better than we anticipated since that was a MVP product and we got the feedback was amazing. So the people loved the game. Now, of course, we did get a few comments here and there, and we're going to touch on the main comments that we got off the game and what we're going to do to improve it. So, first of all, uh, people thought that the game was a little bit hard. And I agree, 50-50 chance is a little bit tough. Since there's a bridge, a lot of people will be incentivized to reach the end of the bridge. And if there is money involved, then some people might be frustrated. So we will be creating more easier modes. So entering the game, you will have, this is like a difficult mode, you will have a medium mode and an easy mode. So the medium and the easy mode are to incentivize people to reach the end of the bridge. Meanwhile, the payout of hitting a correct block is going to be reduced. So what are we going to do? We're going to add more bridges. So in the demo that you guys played, we had 2 bridges. In the medium mode, we will have 3, and in the easy mode, we will have 4. So the 3 bridges, 2 of the glass panels will be correct, and 1 of them will break. So that does reduce the payout, but does increase your chances of reaching the end of the bridge or increase your chances of reaching further down the bridge. In the bridge that has 4 glass panels, the same concept also applies. So it will be 3 panels that are correct and 1 that is incorrect. So that will make it very easy for people to reach the end of the bridge. So this is one thing that we're going to add into the game. The second thing where a lot of people were like many people that are not used to gaming with mouse and keyboard and WASD, kind of found the navigation a little bit tricky or a little bit difficult at the beginning to get the hang of. And we're going to simplify that. So that was mainly due to moving the camera with the mouse. So what we're going to do is we're kind of going to fix the camera, fixed, and better enhance the navigation of the character. So we're also going to increase the jump length of the character so that jumping diagonally can be easier to reach the next glass panel, and falling down is less of a concern. Now, we also understood that a lot of people did not understand that falling down is an automatic cash out. It's not a loss of your money. So what we had already implemented is like automatically for it to cash out. So what we're going to do next is if a person falls down the bridge, then they will return to that position where they were before they fell down the bridge. So if you were on the second glass panel and you fell down, you didn't make the third, then that's going to automatically take you back to the second glass panel for another try. All right. So one other thing is the sounds. So we'd like to change the sounds too. We had that in mind initially. We'd like to give it more of a luxurious vibe. And along with the background of the game will also see a uplift where it will be given more of like a luxurious and a nice vibe. So for the background, we're also going to make it dynamic. So based on the amount that is spent in the bet, the background would change. So you will get like a basic background for spending $10 at a bet, but get a more enhanced background for spending 50 and like a super luxurious wow background for like spending $100 on a bet. So that's going to add some extra oomph to the game. So what is the game ETA? We are on track to release the game in June. I think we're still on schedule. No, it's for sure that we are still on schedule. In fact, I think we're a little bit ahead of schedule, but we will be testing the security of the game and implementing the game with online casinos. So this is mainly why we are not releasing the game right now. More testing for security and exploits, and we'll be testing those with our partnered online casinos. So does anybody have anything to add on the product demo? Maybe your thoughts on the game and what you'd like to see in the game that I haven't touched on? All right. So I'll move into the next phase, which is the partnerships. And like this is the essence of the project. We've built this game to license it to online casinos to make a profit and recycle that profit back into the liquidity pool for you guys to earn passive income. So the partnerships are very important, and the casinos that we partner up with is also very important. The bigger the casino, the more money we will make, and the more money you will make staking your NFT. And we're very proud to announce that we've partnered up with High Roller HippoClick. I don't know if you know about High Roller HippoClick, but they are one of the biggest casinos on Solana, especially when it comes to NFTs, on Solana NFTs. Just to mainly touch on the volume that High Roller HippoClick make per month is around like 12,500 Solana per month. And that's like what they've done last month, which is a little bit lower than what they used to do because of market conditions. So 12,500 SOL, that's around like 1.2 mil if SOL is at 100. So probably like $600,000 in volume per month. So that's pretty good. That's pretty crazy because from that volume, they capture around 1,000 Solana per month. And we will be able to capture like a good chunk of that. Since they only have 4 games, all of their focus is going towards those 4 games, and we're going to be the 5th game. And like being like a change, in the gambling dynamic and the gambling games, we think we'll be able to capture a big chunk of their volume and a big chunk of their profits. So that's very good to hear. In addition to that, our game will not only be playable by Solana and Rock token, it will also be playable by their Roll token. And in addition to that, Dust, which is DeGod's token, that our game will be able to DeGods that have Dust or anyone that has Dust will be able to play our games using Dust. And in addition to that, people that have Yaku from Yaku Corp that have the Yaku token will be able to play our game using Yaku. On top of that, our game will be featured in the Yaku Corp metaverse in the High Roller HippoClick Casino. So we will have exposure to the Yaku Corp people too. And all of those tokens, we also capture 50% of the volume traded on our games. So, no, I know what you're thinking. Is it the only partnership that we have? Is High Roller HippoClick the only partnership that we have? No. We also have 2 other partnerships that we are working on. And as soon as they're finalized, we will be releasing them or announcing them for the public. Does anybody have any questions on that? All right, Baya.
Hey, so we are not only using Solana to play the game, right? Are you guys planning to use like BSC, Binance Smart Chain, or even no crypto websites such as online casinos on Web2, or just on Solana and on blockchain?
No, absolutely, absolutely. So the way that we've created the game is that we're able to integrate it with any casino, whether it's on Web3 or Web2. So at the beginning, we're starting with the Circle that is Solana and the other SPL tokens that are integrated under Casino. So where the token that can be played, that can be used to play our game, highly depends on what tokens are integrated in the casino we partner up with. So if High Roller HippoClick have the Dust token and the Yaku token, we can integrate the Rock token. But like, for example, if the Tire Robotics token wants to be playable, want to be able to play our game with the Tire Robotic token, then they will have to integrate it in the High Roller HippoClick Casino. And eventually, we will start to branch out into Web2 because it's all the same. Like the way we integrate it with Web3 is similar to how we will integrate it with Web2 casinos.
Oh, okay. And the profit of Web2 will be used to buy back the Rock tokens or just the Web3?
No, even the Web2. even the Web 2.
Even the Web2. So every platform that you guys are planning to implement the game, and the profit will be used to buy back the tokens.
Exactly.
That's nice. Nice.
Exactly.
Thank you. It's
Thank
my
you for
question.
asking. Does anybody have any questions on that too? All right, I'll be moving into the road to mint. So I know you have a lot of questions on when we're gonna minting, when is our expected mint, etc. So our expected mint date is still end of May. We're finalizing the exact date and we will let you guys know. The mint price, so the mint price will still to be announced, okay? There's a lot of fluctuation in SOL price and we cannot determine what the SOL price would be. We will have to wait until we get to like a few days or a week before the mint, and then we will announce the mint price. As for the collection size, if you have noticed on the server, we have a TBA on the collection size on the supply. So the TBA is not because we want to increase the collection size rather than reduce the collection size. However, we are still not set on a number and we will have that announced within the next week. So the collection size and why are we reducing the collection? What we've noticed over the past 2 weeks that in the market hasn't been doing as great as when we started the marketing campaign for Reels of Change. Back then, 5,555 collections were doing great. There was a lot of liquidity in the market. However, today, 5,555 collections are not as appealing as they were before. So as for the collection size, we will be reducing it, yes, and along with the mint price, they will be announced both of them together. Now, as for the reduction, I can't say right now to how much it will be reduced. We have to wait and see what the market is accepting at the time of our mint, and based on that, then we will announce it. Does anybody have any questions regarding the collection, the mint price? All right, people, welcome.
Like I wanted to know about the whitelist. Is there any spots left, or then what will be the procedure for the next whitelist spots? I just wanted to know.
Yep. So there is spots left in the whitelist, and the next
Yeah.
procedure there is spots left in the whitelist. Uh, and the next procedure is that right now we started the purge. So we are currently purging some whitelist holders that are not active or got whitelist through giveaways that are not interested in the project per se or not following up with the project and leaving those spots for our core community members that are excited about the project and actually being engaged here. So that's why we are creating the purge. And after the purge, then we will release how many whitelist spots are available left for the community.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions?
No, I understood.
All right, thank you. Coiler? Hey, Coiler. How's it
Hi.
going?
I was just wondering about the whitelist. Is if we're like smaller and we're still new to the NFT space, is there like a way for us to prove to you guys that we're active and we want to? Because I don't have like it says you need like 10 friends or something like that to invite, but I'm not sure if I can do that.
Okay. So, yeah, I understand. I understand some of the whitelist requirements might be a little bit tough for some people to reach, like inviting 10 friends. But it's not impossible. And like the reason why we have like the level 10 and the 10 friends is because we don't have too many whitelist spots left. And the fact that, so the way that you can reach the whitelist is one, to be engaged in the community. and 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 tracking your engagement will be done by like the levels and how many messages you send, which will then transfer into XP and the levels, and inviting people because we count on you guys as a community to bring in more people to be part of this community to make a successful project. And this is why we had the invite. So I understand if you don't have 10 friends on Discord in NFTs to be part of this project. However, I can see a lot of people that go to other alpha groups where there are a bunch of community members there, and they post like something about the project with a Discord link and end up getting those 10 people that are relevant in the NFT space that are not bots into our server, and like the snowball just expands, it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. So is that something that you can do?
So what I'm understanding is I should try to level up in the thing.
Yeah. One thing is leveling up, and two, inviting friends, and you can do that through other alpha groups, where you can post something about Reels of Change and send them a Discord link, and they can end up joining and getting the 10 invites that you need.
All right.
All right, Ford. Hey, Ford, how's it going?
Hey, Mark, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. If you could go back and let's talk about the other tokens that could be won in the casino, like the Dust and the Yaku. So we get 50% of that, but then what's done with that? Are
Okay.
we converting it? What are we doing with other tokens? I guess I didn't understand.
Yeah, and thank you for that question. I don't think we did touch on it. So, what happens is when people play with dust, okay, we capture 50, like the house captures 50% of that dust and gives back 50% to DeGods, and they end up burning that 50% of dust. So we are left with 50%, which is split amongst us and the partner casino. So we take like 25% of that dust. And there are two options that we can take. There is one which is holding that dust, okay, and there is two which is liquidating that dust. Now, we will be talking to like the token providers that are partnered with High Roller Hippoclick, like DeGods and Yaku, and looking at their terms and conditions. But what I did understand from High Roller Hippoclick is that there are no real terms of conditions. Like you can end up liquidating that dust in the same day, But being a partner in like dust and owning that amount of dust, you kind of have like an ethical requirement not to dump it all at the same time, so that the token does not drop significantly. So that's kind of like an ethical thing more than an obligation, and it's also a benefit towards the project, because if we end up dropping a ton of dust all at the same time, we will end up losing that money, right? Because if we dump it slowly and the price of dust is stable or goes up even, we can end up gaining more of that dust captured.
That makes sense. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. All right, Bayo.
Oh, hello. Can you hear me?
Hello again.
Hello again. My question now is about the royalties of the secondary market. What you guys are planning to do with it,
Mhm.
and how much it will be cost? How much it will be the fee of selling on secondary?
Mhm. So the fee is still not determined yet, as we are still in the first draft of the tokenomics. But the fee is not going to be something that that is considered a high fee. But like the percentage exactly is still is not determined. Now, what we plan to do with the royalties collected is we have expenses to pay and we have our community to support. So we will be balancing that. Part of the royalties go back in buying back the token, and part of the royalties go into the team. We will have mods, alpha hunters, and we will have to pay all of the people that are part of Reels of Change. So part of that resale goes into funding the team and the people working at Reels of Change.
Oh, nice, nice. Thank you.
Thank you for your question. So does anybody have any other questions? All right. So I'm going to move to the last thing is marketing. So I think we've all noticed one thing that projects that get hype eventually do great in the market. Now, there is one thing that we have that other projects don't, is that we have a ready product. And we do acknowledge that we need hype. And this is why we have a marketing plan that we've set, and we've collaborated with a few influencers on executing that plan. So for the next 2 weeks, it's gonna like, we're expecting way more hype than we have today. Channel this hype into the mint, into a successful mint. So we began throwing in money in the marketing, and we're expecting that money to bring us way more exposure, more people on Twitter, and more people on Discord, and more and more eyes on the project. In addition to that, we will be hosting more AMAs on Twitter with influencers, and we have a big one coming up next week, which we will keep you posted. In addition to that, we will be doing more collabs with blue chip projects, and like we've already done with a lot of the blue chip projects, we have a few of them that we still did not collab with, and we are finalizing those collabs this week. And last but not least, we do count on our community members to spread the word. So for those who are interested in Reels of Change, we count on you to spread the word in other communities. If you are in another community, send them the link, bring them into Discord. You know, at the end of the day, the community is also what makes the project successful. So we are counting on all of you. Does anybody have any questions on the marketing? All right. All right, then that sounds good. So guys, before we conclude, can I have a chip on general chat? Everybody, can I have a chip on general chat? Let's go, chip, everybody. Love to see that excitement. Love to see that excitement. So we have great news to come as well. Big marketing plans to pump this project up, and we will be announcing all of this in the upcoming weeks. So stay tuned, and if you have any other questions, then feel free to open a ticket, ask us about whatever you might have in mind. All right, thank you everybody for joining the space, and it's a pleasure as always. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, Cus. Thank you for joining.
Anytime. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.